Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday night, but it is not Saturday night gaming. It is time for some Saturday night's main event. Got Chris Parrish and Bubba Duke alongside me. Gentlemen, how are we doing and what are we looking forward to the most tonight?
I'm looking forward to some great wrestling tonight. I can't really pick a match because I'm kind of intrigued by all of them and where they're going to lead to in storylines and that kind of stuff. Aside from that, I am doing great. How are you, Mr. Parrish?
I'm doing well, and I think every match kind of has something. I'm very curious to see what this late edition Women's United States title match is going to do, and I do feel like as it is really the only women's match on the show, I have a feeling they got a chip on their shoulder to try to really steal the show. But I think the one person I'm really curious to see is R-Truth and how he handles a match of this magnitude.
Especially after that promo that R-Truth cut last night. Wow.
Right.
I'm 100% looking forward to the cage match between Damian and Drew. I feel like tonight is going to be the finality between them two. With the way they were brawling last night, it just made me look forward to the cage match even more. And how is that cage even going to hold those two men in?
But my curiosity is this: if Damian Priest wins, which he is my prediction of winning, they would tie 1-1, and they would need another match.
Yes.
This is true.
So, I think if Drew wins, yes, finalize it. It's over between the two. But I do think if Damian wins, there has to be a rubber match in my eyes.
I think I'm just looking at that cage match as the way cage matches should be looked at, as the finality for any feud, which in recent years it really hasn't been the case. But
oh, this is old. I love this intro. So I just got caught off guard by the Saturday Night Live NBC special event. They clicked the old TV buttons, going through trying to find it. And obviously the old intro is absolutely stellar as far as I'm concerned. Seeing all the old guys that made Saturday Night Main Event what it is.
I mean, this is definitely the nostalgic of shows, right?
Oh, definitely, yes. Now, are we going to see the Body tonight? Is he here on commentating for us? I almost said with us. That'd be epic.
He's been signed to do all the Saturday Night's Main Events, as far as I know.
But dude, I just got goosebumps. Because that was Saturday Night Main Event, was Jesse the Body Ventura getting up and close and personal with the kid and being that excitement, that's just
one.
Whoa! Look at the fireworks! Damn.
One of the things I loved about the old school Saturday Night's Main Event was Jesse doing the interviews and how he always dug deep into the rivalries that we were going to see that night. How he always stirred the pot a little bit more in his interviews to get that last minute build to that match.
Oh yeah, buddy. Look who it is. Wow. Wearing a Jimi Hendrix t-shirt. Wow.
Come on, Karrion Kross, you got to interrupt this.
Right. He's good at doing a Jesse impression.
Didn't Jesse compliment him on his impression or something like
Yes,
that?
he has.
Well, during Chris Van Vliet's show, he brought Karrion Kross with him, and Karrion Kross did the impression of Jesse in front of Jesse, and there was a little mini conversation of Jesse to Jesse.
Yeah, there was, yes.
It was
Yes.
quite enjoyable.
What's the saying? I'm not impressing, but mimicry is.
No,
How does
flattery.
that go?
It's
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
And I think that's how Jesse took it. Was this kid likes me so much that he's trying to,
that has to be the only buttoned-up shirt that Pat McAfee owns.
Yeah, why is he so buttoned up? He looks like a priest, like he needs that little white collar thing.
Well, it's probably to dress up for the old
And just to
school.
be different. Yeah.
Either
Wow.
that or he's hiding the raw hamburger that Gunther made his chest into.
Right. Oh, they even have the old entry. Like,
Mhm.
I missed the first one. So you guys got to pardon my overexcitement. I missed the first Saturday night main event. I love this. It's like
This
the
is,
old entrance and everything.
It was a very long time ago.
Yeah, this is like the fourth one so far.
Is this the fourth one? Oh, I missed them all. This is the first one I've caught because I was either working or, you know what I mean? This is awesome.
They even have the old school like bend in the walkway.
Yeah.
Right? Look how
And look,
close
Bubba,
they are.
I was just gonna say, look, one of your favorite things about the entranceway, how close everybody gets.
That's so cool. But first off, I'm going to tell you, props to those fans that are along the rail, that they're not just reaching out and grabbing the superstars. They're being very respectful to their space, the fact that they're heels. They're not going to give you a high five. Like, that's way to go, guys.
Well, I mean, there might have been something even said before they went live.
Very well could have been.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it is 2025. There are people that use brains, and the ones that don't usually go on Twitter. So
if there was something said and you're obeying them asking you, hey, please don't do this, trying to make it look professional, blah, 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 and you obey that, you say, yes, okay, mentally, I'm going to listen to what WWE is saying because I don't want to get kicked out, whatever. Because we have our own free will. We could just be like, hey, that's my favorite superstar. I'm just going to reach out and touch them. I mean, you know what I mean?
But when you get a chance, you should see the referees and what they're wearing tonight too.
I'm sure I'm going to catch it and nerd out about that too.
Yeah.
I'm
speaking of catching what people are wearing, have you noticed what was written on the back of Braun Breaker's gear? It says the future.
Ooh.
So
are we having a throwback? Sorry, go ahead. My brain's going 100 miles a minute right now.
Just something different than what has been putting on his gear.
Okay. Are you serious? They're wearing blue with the bow tie?
Yep.
I love it. Sammy's got a new look to his gear too, kind of. I've never seen those tights before. The red and green on them. Holy, listen to that chant for CM Punk. Holy.
Listen to that pop.
Look at the look on Seth's face as he was cringing at that chant.
He was. Wow, dude. Oh, God, that's awesome. Listen to the crowd. That's awesome. How do you gentlemen see this match going? I know we're gonna have total chaos right here, but
I do believe we're gonna see Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins pick up the win.
okay.
I have a feeling it might be Braun Breaker on Punk.
Okay.
And then you could go towards a match between them. And then I think it maybe you start seeing maybe who could be a third man for Breaker and Rollins. And then that would cue up your return for Roman Reigns.
To join Punk and
Sami. Unless Sami is that person who turns. But I honestly really hope we don't see that.
Yeah, I don't want to see Sami turning because he's having a great run as a babyface right now, in my personal opinion.
I think it says a lot about people who continuously stay babyface and relevant. And yes, he had brief stints as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
But for the most part, his babyface runs have been quite large. As we have Bulk Bogan, our good old friend, the Bulkster, coming in saying, "Hi guys, how's it going?
Sure.
How are you doing? Thanks for joining us." And but yeah, no, Best. What do you think? What do you think will play out in this match?
I do see where you're going with as far as the Braun and Seth taking the win, because as a new team, they kind of need that win to assert their dominance a little bit more. I like the idea actually of Braun being the one that gets the pinfall so that we can start building to Braun, because as his tights say, he is the future, and he definitely could use this pinfall over two guys, whether it is Punk or Sami, regardless of who he pins. That's a feather in his cap regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as a turn, though, like I said, I don't see Sami doing the turn. If he does, that'd be surprising, and I'd still be all for it, because with Sami Zayn, he is one of those guys that when he turns babyface, you love him, but when he turns heel, you can hate on him big time.
One of the main reasons why I have Braun and Punk and Braun pinning Punk, obviously, yes, same thing. You know, giving that team a little bit of something. But basically, Heyman is choosing Braun Breaker as his next guy.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
And because of that, I think Braun and Punk could be that feud. You could then go Sami and Rollins up until maybe someone comes in and they could take out Sami for Rollins, and then they think they have the number advantage, only for Roman and Seth to really be that main feud pumping throughout the end of 2025.
Yeah, and I could definitely see Sami and Seth spinning off and then having a match at Night of Champions.
Oh, geez, that would be great.
I mean, we can even see some matches at Money in the Bank, right? Like they're not like people forget there are matches at Money in the Bank other than the ladder matches. So this definitely could be something.
I'm curious who that third person could be. I really am. Back to action here.
And they're calling Jesse Ventura the governor.
Governor?
Well, he was a governor at one point.
Yes, he was.
You can still go by that.
I mean, sometimes when you have a nickname, it just always sticks. So,
Yeah. And whenever I see them talking like politics in the news and he gets brought up, they always call him the former governor of Minnesota.
Yeah, respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't just go George Bush, your ex-president George Bush.
well, I mean, people still call Schwarzenegger the governor. So,
The governor, yep. Oh, jeez.
have we noticed the matching colors between Zayn and Punk? They're wearing the black with red with the green outline.
Well, they are too, eh? I didn't notice. Not gonna lie. I mean,
Code
till right
Red
now.
by CM Punk. Code Red by CM Punk.
Right?
Huh. All right.
What?
I think sometimes we forget just how athletic CM Punk is and just how deep his in-ring repertoire actually is as well.
Well, if you want to see the one thing he's not very athletic at, this elbow could be that piece of evidence.
Oh my goodness.
That was perfectly timed.
That was crazy.
I love Punk, but yeah, that might be one of the worst elbows off the top.
Even Punk is thinking, yeah, that was pretty bad.
Well, I mean, he's always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
Am I behind you guys?
A little bit, I think.
I think so. There we go. Pedigree. Just got the pedigree by Rollins. 3. Oh, Sammy. Good save, Sammy. That's really cool that you noticed that they're wearing the same colors.
Well, I just started drinking, Bubba.
That's cool. Pardon me?
I said I just started drinking. It'll fade as the show goes on. I promise you.
Oh my God, Sammy. I've wanted to do that, but I was never. You got to be a little more athletic to do something like that. You do the spring off the top with your legs. Commercial break now. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, people forget that this is a television show. This is not.
Yeah, I forgot.
The pay-per-view PLE. This is an excuse for us to do a PLE Patrol, but
Totally.
it is a television show.
Yeah, I just keep forgetting that it's not a actual pay-per-view. It's a thing that they put on extra for the fans during the day. Back in the day.
One thing I wish I kind of want them to do during these, quote unquote commercial breaks for Saturday night's main event, and I say quote unquote because it depends on how you're watching it. If you're watching it on cable in the United States, or if you're watching on YouTube like we are, I'd like them to do maybe clips of old main events
Oh, dude, that'd be cool.
instead.
Mhm.
Whether it's a segment here, a segment there, but something like
Just-
that.
Keep the flow of this is what it used to be. Check this out.
Just so you can kind of understand to why this is still a
Such
thing.
a big thing.
And you're also then given an opportunity to, educate and grow to an audience who may not know the history. And
Yeah,
then,
and then at the end of those clips, you can say, for more of this, subscribe to the WWE Vault.
I was also going to add, like, it's also a great way for people like us who were watching back then. It's also a great nostalgic piece just to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. This became a thing at my house where Dad would have a couple of his wrestling friend come over. I'd have a couple of my buddies that watched wrestling come over. We'd all watch it together. Turned out to be a big. We'd have popcorn and chips and all that kind of. And it'd become a whole. This is a guy's night every time Saturday night main event came on.
And I still, all these years later, say it was brilliant of them to have Saturday night's main event and then for them to put Hulk Hogan first every time. Because back in the 80s, Saturday night's main event used to air at like 11:30 at night. So you put Hogan on first, then Hogan does his thing, then you put the kids to bed and watch the rest of the show.
Right? Yeah.
Got Throwback coming in saying, "What's good, boys? What's up, Throwback? How you doing tonight?"
No, it was. You're not wrong. That was a smart idea on their part because everybody wanted to see Hogan. Get it out of the way. All right, let's get to the big stuff. Not that Hogan wasn't big, but I was never a huge fan of Hogan back in the day.
If people are wondering, kind of all the little logos here, the one that you do not see is the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. But if you want more information, please check out turnbucklestudios.org, where you can meet the team. You could also get a chance to inquire about Turnbuckle Studios and potentially join, work with, or even be introduced by as we return to the action.
Yeah, just slugfest going on here. Holy. Well, you're not going to hit the GTF right now. Wow.
I will say I am a big fan of how they've updated the Saturday Night Main Event logo. They still kept it looking old school, but they've made it more modern looking.
Nah, yeah. Just a reminder, anybody that's watching in our area in Canada, YouTube, WWE Saturday Night Main Event is live on there.
Now, Throwback is not watching. He is saying he's listening in. And then also the Arrow interviews with Karrion Kross is what he's watching. It's a great interview. People do want to check that out.
Oh, CM Punk. Not something you see from Punk too often, going up over the top rope like that.
I think Punk had a Pepsi before this match because he has some energy.
Yeah, he's everywhere right now.
This match is everywhere. All four men are just putting their all out there.
Right.
And Paul Heyman getting involved, as we just saw.
Pulling the leg. His boys some time.
Yeah, he's about to get thrown out for.
Oh my God! Who just what?
That's Bronson Reed.
That's Bronson Reed. Is that the third man?
Did I not call that? By the way,
you did. You did call that.
100%.
Dude, I just got full body chills, bro. Like goosebumps.
He said he tweeted out that he was going to be back. Well, Bronson got the win, but not on CM Punk, on Sami Zayn.
And I remember we kind of said that in a joking manner, Braun and Bronson being a tag team.
You guys said that.
I
I
said-
was serious. Because if you guys don't remember, after Seth and Bronson's match, they had a sign of respect. And because of that, I do believe that forms a relationship. But it's awesome to see Bronson Reed back.
What?
We knew it was
No,
only
they're
a
gonna
matter
hug,
of time
dude. They're
before
gonna
he
hug.
comes
Like,
back. Yeah,
welcome
they're
to the
gonna.
club.
They're gonna. Seth is gonna hug. See.
Oh my god!
Now, I have to say this. With all these decisions being made, it seems like the narrative is always that Braun Breaker is never in the know.
Holy.
I wonder if this is a foreshadow to how Braun Breaker will be the one who separates first.
Oh, he just.
Oh, geez, that was a weird looking bump from Punk.
And his leg was underneath him.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
In a world of nostalgia, this is not a natural disaster, but it is a tsunami.
Right, dude. I don't even know what this. What did we just witness? Holy. But who? Because they keep bringing up the history between Rollins and Bronson Reed.
Told you.
Like, because it was a rough. It was, but who better to get than a guy that is number one that big on your team? Why not? Why not mend fences and be like, listen, we had our problems, but together we could dominate this thing.
Well, and the thing is, though, it's not about the history, but it is the history is a part of the future, right? It's knowing, hey, if I'm the guy who's going to lead this into the next generation, and that is Seth Rollins, I need guys that I know took me to my limit and made me better. And that is why he's picking Braun Breaker. That's why he's picking Bronson Reed. And with the mastermind of Paul Heyman, that is how they open the doors to the next generation or the next era.
Yeah.
One thing I'm curious about is, does this stay as a 3-man team, or do we see somewhere down the line a 4th man join maybe?
Well, you have to wonder if this is kind of the beginning of the seeds planted for what will be a War Games match in 2025.
Mm-hmm. Because right now it does seem like Seth is assembling an army alongside Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we go from an army to the Secret Harvest, bringing out the one and only Chelsea Greene as she looks to recapture her United States Championship.
Do we see this happening? You see her getting her belt back?
It's hard to say because
I
of what
kind
they're
of do, actually. Sorry, Fast Flight.
I was going to say it's hard to say because the way they've been booking Zelina Vega's been just on fire lately on SmackDown.
I kind of won't be surprised if they do put the title back.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said I won't be surprised if they do, because I think everything in this show right now looks so predictable. This could be the unpredictable we get out of this.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you think about Bronson Reed coming in and then a title switch, all of a sudden this show just became way more wide open than what we thought just an hour ago.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, bro.
Now I'll shut up so you guys can talk.
Thank you. As a fan of both these women in this match, do I like the idea of the title changing hands? I'll be honest. I'm in the same boat you are, Parrish. What a shock that would be. Because Zelina Vega is carrying the title very well. She's doing a very good job with it, which doesn't surprise me because of how talented she is. But Chelsea Greene is just a little bit more of that push for that title. I'd like to see.
And it'd be a great way of keeping this rivalry going because another loss to Chelsea Greene would take her out of this completely because she lost the title. Now she would lose the rematch. But if she somehow wins the rematch, then Zelina Vega has a chance for a rematch. And it can keep it going for a little bit. And I do think that this is something that they can continue on. And with Money in the Bank coming just next month, you can get away from doing a match if one or both of these women are in that latter match. So because of this, you then can buy that time in the storytelling, especially when you add Meechin, BFAB, and the Secret Hervits and Alba Fire and Piper Niven, because then you could hide the match with a 6-woman tag or with other just tag team matches. And because of that, you can prolong and you can really marinate the flavor of what this feud can be.
Oh God, yeah. This could be a giant feud for both these women done properly, which I mean, we don't even have to worry about that now. It's going to be done right.
But now the only way that would work, though, is if they had a second chance match, because Zelina did have her chance to qualify last night, and she didn't win.
No, but Chelsea Greene hasn't qualified.
Right.
What if Chelsea Greene goes in and she's a champion, and then Zelina Vega can get something, whether she costs her the ladder match or maybe she costs her the qualifying match. Whatever the case may be, now all of a sudden we're seeing reasons to connect these two back together and have this match. But then also, I think with Chelsea winning, you're not abusing the champion rematch, second, third opportunities at titles. You're staying true and honoring that old school mentality, but at the same time, you're doing it in a way that's creative enough to keep the feud going longer than it could, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because in that sense, because the feud becomes more than just the title. Now it's a pure hatred feud between the two of them.
Exactly. You're adding that other element of now emotional investment other than just, okay, well, she had a championship. She wants a championship. It makes sense. She won it, lost it, wants it back. That goes so far. But when you add all the other elements like emotional investment to it, then all of a sudden people resonate with it. They want to see some stuff. And then all of a sudden you have those extra pieces in Alba Fire, Piper Niven with Chelsea Greene that could really do a lot of dirty work for Chelsea, but then you also have the equalizers in BFAB and Meechin who can come in and help for Zelina.
Right.
So now you have just so many pieces and your puzzle grows and there's a lot more that you can do.
You get more invested.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would be super invested if that's... Could you imagine Zelina Vega coming in and costing Chelsea Greene that briefcase? Or shot at that briefcase, cost her the qualifying match even? Like you said. Dude, that would be epic.
Imagine, too, a scenario where if Chelsea Greene does happen to not win this match, she then qualifies wanting to regain her U.S. title, because with the Money in the Bank, you can go after any championship.
That's right.
And then she's like, I'm going to be the first person to cash in on the United States Championship.
And not the big title.
Yeah.
Which,
Well,
dude, I would
Women's United States Championship. 'Cause
I would
know
get
Best,
behind
you
that.
were getting right there ready, and I saw that.
No. No. I knew what you meant.
No, but I know Best remembered Austin Theory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually wasn't really listening to what you guys were talking about. I was just marveling at the shot they just did from the replay of Bronson Reed running down CM Punk.
I love how I gave you all this credit, and then in like 3 seconds, you just shot it away.
I appreciate the effort.
Oh, that was great.
Exactly what you told Bubba on Monday. You did to yourself today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Zelina
That's
Vega
why you're one of
coming
a
around.
kind, Best. That's why you're one of a kind.
Yeah, that's why they say I'm the best.
You're the EST.
Right.
I am.
How low is that cameraman?
Okay. So when I was putting together the intro and doing Zelina Vega's entrance in the game, I noticed the women's US title looked big on her, but it actually does look gigantic on her. I thought it was just the way whoever made the belt made it look.
No,
But
she's
it actually
a very
looks
tiny
gigantic
woman,
on her.
I think she's only like 5'1", 5'2".
Yeah, she's not very like. How high is the top rope?
She's not
And she-
vertically gifted.
New.
But Chelsea Green though, I think she's like 5'9".
Yeah, she's tall.
But they are
Then you're-
almost in sync with each other's outfits, by the way.
They totally
Almost.
are.
Whereas, and they're going in different ways too. Like Chelsea's doing more of the American president with the gold, and we're seeing the yellow, maybe going more to an old school of Wonder Woman with Zelina Vega.
Mm-hmm.
So true. Oh,
I believe that's Wonder Woman.
yeah, it is Wonder Woman. Yes.
Yeah, she wore the red, white, and blue, and it
Yeah.
was like a yellow gold kind of color.
Yeah, it was more yellowy than the actual goldish. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
see
because the only thing gold on her was the gauntlets she wore.
Just like the only gold Zelina's wearing is that United States Championship that she is
Right.
defending now. Oh, Captain Insano would be proud because a power bomb was executed.
Captain Insano.
That's right. I'm giving nostalgic callbacks.
Yeah.
You definitely are, buddy.
Power bomb. Compliments of Captain Insano. Yep.
Captain Insano.
Who died? Who dare?
Man.
I see you when you're opening up that can of whoop-ass. Yeah. You get
Oh my
pretty
god, these guys.
pretty thirsty. Maybe a very good certified water boy would be in service. What are you, kid? Like 7, 8 years old? I'm 31 years old. Ah! That's right.
Well, this show has officially gone off the rails and only took 39 minutes.
Yeah, that's a record.
That is a record.
I'm not sure if it is a record because I'm pretty sure Monday night we went off the records pretty went off
Off
the
records?
the rails pretty went off the rails pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, like record as in 39 is like a long time. Like the longest.
But the one thing I want to point out in this match right now that I'm really loving about Chelsea, she's just wrestling with a chip on her shoulder. She wants that US title back. And she's doing whatever it takes to take Zelina down.
Oh my goodness.
I will say Zelina Vega seems to be getting more and more confident in her character as this baby phase, where I think at the early stages we saw that there was a learning curve or at least an adjustment. But now she seems very confident in who she is. And maybe that United States Championship is a big part of that, but this might be the best Zelina Vega has been from an in-ring standpoint.
Yeah.
I think also moving to SmackDown, getting away from that high-end pressure of Raw has helped a little bit as well. And plus, who knows what people are saying to her backstage, what kind of guidance she's getting and help. And the 619 didn't work.
Well, speaking of the 619, I also think her teaming with the LWO had helped her out. Like, she probably picked Ray's brain a lot about how to do what she's doing right now, you know?
No, I was going to say it. Like, I definitely agree that the move to SmackDown is a benefit because it allows her to stand on her own 2 feet. But I don't know if it's the pressure of Raw per se that got it. I think it's being maybe the third, fourth, fifth wheel of a male-dominated group that was kind of what was holding her back.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's cool.
So my question from that, why does Chelsea have 2 people in the back if they're not going to be able to help her out?
Exactly.
They were being distracted by something.
Well,
but Zelina Vega takes the win here, guys.
Also, they did interfere right before but that was it. And then they were outside waving American flags because they thought Chelsea Greene was going to win.
Well, Chelsea Green's nose has been bloodied.
Something.
It's definitely the nose.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this would be our main event.
Oh, no. Our main event's the World Heavyweight title.
Main event, Jey Uso. Saturday night, main event, Jey Uso.
I stand corrected. My bad.
In the words of R-Truth.
Right?
I don't even know if that's PG.
I love it.
I was gonna say during that match, I'm glad we're not getting crying Zelina, who cries at every win, but she cried at that win.
I think Zelina Vega just wears her heart on her sleeve a lot.
Yeah.
And like I know I've been critical of that too because I'd like to not see it all the time. It kind of is why I got so turned off on the Big Show because he would do it a lot too.
Yeah.
And I just didn't see a reason why. And maybe I'm just so used to what Zelina Vega was prior to her being a babyface because when she was a heel, she was a badass heel, especially as manager to Andrade that we loved. But she never showed a lot of that emotion, or at very least, the emotion never overrode what she was doing. And that is something that we see a lot. But when you think about like what she's doing and the reasons why she doesn't, you can't fault her for that.
No.
I just wished at times we didn't see that inner Kurt Angle winning his first title all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some point where I just want to see I'll say this. I kind of want to see a little bit of an ego for Zelina Vega, and I can happily say I just don't think she has one. And if she does, good for you, because you don't see it or don't notice it at all.
Right? Yeah, you don't. She seems very,
Humbled.
yeah, that's the word I was looking
Mhm.
for, was humble. Very down to earth, very, hey, I'm just happy to be here and
Yeah.
still have my title.
I wouldn't say happy to be here per se, but she's definitely loving being there. But she definitely wants to have fun being there.
Yeah.
And then she's enjoying the ride.
Yeah, and when you see her doing stuff like when she's at like the WWE World and she's interacting with fans and stuff, you can tell that she genuinely cares about like
And
the
and
fans
that's
she's
it.
meeting. Yeah.
And that's just it. Like, she has a heart of gold. I think the thing that
Mhm.
is probably more golden than her title might be her heart. And I think that's
Right.
very apparent.
Yeah.
Now that she's back with her husband, Aleister Black, now back in WWE, back on SmackDown, I'm sure there's a lot of just fulfillment. Especially, she won her first title. Her first title on the
Yeah.
same night her husband came back. That had to be a huge moment.
Yeah.
But I kind of want the same way we've seen the growth out of Liv Morgan. I think that is the next step now for Zelina Vega, because I do think Liv Morgan has broken the mold for people who are a little bit smaller in the women to become true main event type performers.
Well, you got to throw Alexa Bliss in there too. She's not a very big
No,
girl.
she's
neither.
5 feet of fury.
Yeah,
But I can honestly say, and I think if I put this to both you guys, Liv Morgan surpassed Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying we have to recognize her as well.
Oh, 100%.
As
Alexa
a
Bliss,
smaller
all she
lady.
does right now is get monster ovations.
Yeah,
every time she comes out.
Yeah, she's done a lot for the women's division as well. Like for the smaller portion of what we have for the women going. So,
yeah. Because when I think of both Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, I remember their call ups, and I'm like, I thought it was too soon for either women at that time. I'm glad I was wrong with that.
Right.
Well, it just shows you how on the ball the people in WWE are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they clearly see the things that we do not. And that's a great thing for the company, because that's exactly what you hope for. But at the same time, we don't see what they're doing every day at the Performance Center or at camp or anything like that. So we don't see those little things. We just see what's on TV, and that's not always the full story of the performer. And I think that really is something that needs to be public knowledge for every fan.
And in all honesty, I mean, I see the same thing in BFAB, because I felt it was too soon for her, but now I'm starting to see like it all come together for her, you know?
Well, and another one that was, as we see, Jimmy Hart, and that's why Bubba.
That's why I'm freaking out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look it!
It's Luke.
Bushwhacker Luke. That's awesome, dude.
I really just kind of want to see Bushwhacker Luke in a backstage segment, and then all of a sudden he's like looking around, and he's like, he sees Pete Dunne, and it's like, you just remind me of someone that I used to know. It would be so funny.
Yeah. Whoa, there's a match I want to see.
Yeah.
Worlds collide here. Yeah.
Hideo Del Pino versus Chad Gable. And is this going to be on the YouTube as well?
It's going to be on Worlds Collide.
It's Worlds Collide, but I think it's on YouTube. Yes.
I think it's going to be.
It's on AAA's YouTube.
Okay. That's kind of where I was going. Is the event on YouTube? Like, how do we?
I got you.
I know.
I got you.
But I can't like say anything because I didn't specify everything. So
Yeah. From what I understand, it's on AAA's YouTube, so it will be in Mexican. I think with
but
English
it should be on
subtitles.
WWE's now as they own them.
I think they might be showing it on WWE as well.
That's why I think it's going to be on Netflix.
Don't know. Here, I can look it up.
I'm already doing it.
Okay.
Peacock United States, Netflix internationally. So there you go. Peacock for the United States, Netflix for the international crowd.
Okay, so you are right, Mr. Best. It will be on Netflix.
Yeah, because they're promoting it like an actual PLE.
Well, I wasn't sure. I thought I heard them say something about AAA's YouTube. So they might be showing it there as well for Mexico, maybe. So do we see John Cena leaving WWE with that title around his waist?
No. I still believe Cody Rhodes will be the guy that takes it from him. I believe SummerSlam will be that day. And I do think we're going to see Cody Rhodes back soon.
Okay. Oh. I was I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping he was going to walk away with the title. Okay. Hear me out. Because I think they need a new title for a new era.
Okay. You just gave me the idea of ideas. What if John Cena tries to walk away with the title, but gets cashed in by a CM Punk who actually did it?
Oh, dude. How epic would that be? Hold on. Wow.
Jesus. I still can't believe I saw that spear. Probably the fastest spear of all time.
Right?
One could say Braun Breaker's spear saw some show speed. But damn, that was insane.
And you know what? He didn't get hurt with the spear.
No,
he got hurt when he got tossed over the table.
Yeah.
And his ankle hit the chair and rubbed.
Mm.
And it looks like my leg does right now with the burn mark I got from my exhaust on my bike.
Do you remember when we were at the CWE show and we were watching Kevin do a crisscross and how gassed we felt just watching him do it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Can you imagine if we were like standing ringside live and we saw both Nathan Frazier and Braun Breaker doing a crisscross together?
Dude, I would have passed out. I'd have been like, I can't breathe. Done. My problem is I want to get back in the ring so bad. But my neck and my back both go super tight and go, don't even think about it.
There's always that itch every time. Every time that itch never goes away.
No. That's why I do this, because it just is so fun. I can't wait to meet Hernandez. Oh.
July 10th.
I already told my boss I'll be late. Don't worry, I'll be here, but I'll be late. Oh my god.
And I'm just, since we're talking in ring and Bess, I'm going to steal a page out of your book and
Oh,
Okay,
self promote just a little bit. My
Do
next
it.
show will be in 2 weeks' time, where RCW will feature one Hollywood Haley J, who in 8 days' time you could see live on episode 79 of the Chris Parrish podcast on Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time.
that's awesome, dude.
you
Congratulations
guys,
on getting that,
yeah,
by the way.
you guys out there should tune in because it will be a doozy of an interview.
I know I've kept it in the streamer thing. Did any of you guys actually watch it?
Not yet.
I will be taking that up pretty soon. So if you want to watch it, do it. If not, you can watch it live like everyone else.
I'm gonna watch that day, to be honest with you. I'll be watching.
Also, programming note for that one, it will also go live on Spotify, whereas normally I do upload Spotify episodes later. Spotify will be premiering it live as well. So there will be
That's
6
cool.
platforms of Doom on that one. But with the kind of everything going on, I think this is a great time. As we're coming back, so never mind. Next commercial break, I will show you guys the video. That is the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program weekly calendar.
There. Oh, it's just been confirmed. Evolution 2 is happening.
July
Cool.
13th.
I am.
We gotta mark that down.
Oh, I got a message. One hell with Jay now.
Whoop, whoop. That's cool. That's cool that they're doing that.
I hurt my shoulder lifting up, pointing at that TV.
Oh my god. Like they even got the classic music. This is great.
It's just got a whole classic vibe to it. Even
Oh,
even the arena the arena does look like an older arena.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to pronounce it. You can if you want.
Alex Hall, what's going on? No, brother, you can watch this. Is on YouTube. If you
Yep.
go to WWE on YouTube, it is being broadcasted live there, my friend.
On the WWE's YouTube, that is more specific. But
Yes.
yeah. But also, thank you for joining us. And please
And
let us know more about yourself and what made you join in on the Turnbuckle Studios stream.
and that is only if you're not in the US. If you're in the US, it's on Peacock.
Yeah, I guess I should have started with that. Are you Canadian outside the U.S.?
International.
But if
Or
you're in the U.S., it's on Peacock.
Are you American or normal?
America.
That is what we're asking. That's right.
Based in the U.K. Well, you're definitely going to go to their YouTube.
Yep.
Got John Cena making his way to the ring right now, and his new shirt.
This is
I love
his
how he
sixth-
wears it backward.
The title, that is,
this
yeah.
The title, yes.
This is his 6th Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, and he's currently 1-2 against R-Truth.
Yeah, the only victory coming at, I believe, when they fought at Capital Punishment back in 2011.
That is correct.
How many matches have there been?
This is the third match. We saw in the opener CM Punk and Braun Breaker defeating Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker defeated CM Punk and Sami Zayn when Bronson Reed interfered and joined Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. And then we saw Zelina Vega retain her Women's United States Championship against Chelsea Greene. This is match 3. That would leave us still the steel cage match between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. And then our main event match of Jey Uso defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul.
Did you happen to notice who our ring announcer is tonight, by the way?
No.
Ron Cena.
Oh God. Oh my God. This is just awesome.
Oh, and he's doing the run.
He's doing the baby face.
He's doing baby face John Cena.
Well, I mean, he does do John Cena's hot comeback in his matches, so.
This is definitely R-Truth's way of getting into John Cena's head.
This
100%.
Right, and 100% is the truth right here.
Mm-hmm.
He is a legend.
Here's also a theory, too, because what we saw at the last PLE was John Cena having a moment of doubt on whether or not he's doing the right thing.
Oh.
Just took his head off at that clothesline.
Sorry, Parrish. That was intense. But John Cena having a doubt.
Where I'm going with this, what if R-Truth, of all people, is the one person that can correct John Cena's path and bring him back? What happens if John Cena sees the truth within himself, and it's because of Ron Killings, aka K-Quick, aka R-Truth? That's right.
Right.
Might not be tonight, but it could be the moment that John Cena has that really confuses what he did at WrestleMania and Elimination Chamber to modern day, and what he wants to do in the future.
I think he picked up a couple of R-Truth's earrings there.
Earrings, yeah. He knocked them right out of his ears. I mean, you know what, though? To rebuttal to what you were just saying, that would be epic if R-Truth was the guy to be like, help Cena find his way back.
Well, what's the one thing R-Truth says before every match on his Tron? It says, no, the truth shall set you free.
Yes. That, I have not spotted that, but how cool is that is being put up there for him to be that guy that brings Cena back?
Just out of curiosity, is Little Jimmy the only one that could see John Cena?
Oh my God.
There was a part of me during that R-Truth entrance that I wanted to see him like grab the hand of Little Jimmy and make their way to the ring together.
Oh my God. That was awesome. Is he going to do it? Give him the AA. That's so awesome. This is not for the title, obviously.
No.
How great would it be if he squashed Cena in a non-title match?
With his own moves.
But I do got to ask, let's say R-Truth takes the win here. Does R-Truth then ask for a championship match?
Yeah, and I think you put it at
Yeah.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
100%.
Totally. Like, we know he's not going to win the title, but how cool would that be to have this match, John Cena versus John Cena, as Alex is saying down there?
Well, I mean, if we notice the shirt of R-Truth coming out, he did have the word.
Yeah.
Ron Cena.
Ron Cena.
His
No, I
real
know.
name is Ron Killing. So it is Ron Cena versus John Cena.
I'm not opposed to that match. Oh, we're having doubt.
Or is Cena just getting in his head?
Or is it the other way? Just put it down, Cena.
What happens if R-Truth wins
Oh.
with the title?
Yeah, I seen that coming.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I seen that coming. Oh God.
Not going to lie, that was a fun match.
I gotta ask, what match was longer, R-Truth and John Cena, or Joe Hendry versus Randy Orton?
I would like to forget the Randy Orton Joe Henry match, to be honest.
Oh, why? It was awesome to watch.
No, it was funny. It was
a
good.
moment. It was great.
You and I, Bubba, were marking out hard on that match.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
And
Because I still say to this day, like seconds before that, and Bubba, you were listening, obviously.
Well,
I said in a joking manner, what if it's Joe Hendry and he shows up? Because I didn't think he was going to show up.
Alex, I say this with the most sincere version of hilariousness, but say his name and hell appear.
he meant heel up here. Come on.
I know, Bubba.
Come on.
I was playing with it.
It's all good. He doesn't have the what do you call those things? The apostrophes and all that crap.
No, I'm sure he knew. You just wrecked my fun because I was going to have fun with it.
He's like stupid autocorrect iPhone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me know, Alex, if you have the same issue. Your iPhone autocorrects a word with another word, but it autocorrects a word that actually is a word. Like FOR, they'll autocorrect it to FUR. And it's like annoying as hell. HE apostrophe LL.
Yeah. It happens to me, and I'm on an Android. Same phone as you, Bubba, or the phone you gave me, I should say.
Oh, I hated that.
Yes. Sorry. Had to.
Now we're seeing the build up to McIntyre and Priest.
Pretty animated for 1.5 beers. Not gonna lie. I pick up what you're putting down, my friend.
So, question: who's winning this match best?
Don't ask me, ask Parrish, because I've had a hard time picking the winner in this one.
Mr. Parrish, who wins this match?
The man who gets his arm raised, obviously. But I do believe I think it's Damian Priest. I do think you got to give him his win. Damian Priest has been booked very good in the last year plus. And I do think, well, first off, their match at WrestleMania, people do not give that match enough credit. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
They absolutely kicked the crap out of each other. But I do believe Damian Priest gets this win back. I do think that there's a third match coming in. And because of that, I could see something big for Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest as the year progresses.
Okay. Does Best have a pick yet? Oh, here we go. Let's ask Alex answered. Thank you, Alex. Drew wins this. He's a step ahead of Damian Priest.
No, he's a step ahead and a demon.
Oh, and a demon, sorry. I can't read, dude. Part of my not English abilities. I'm picking. I want to go with Drew. I really do, but I have to agree with you, Parrot. I think it's just.
Well, Drew is your guy, right?
Yeah, he is my guy. He is, and I didn't wear his shirt tonight because I don't think he's gonna win. I don't.
You wore the Wolfpack shirt because we're the three best friends that anybody can have.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But I think Damian Priest just has that momentum.
I really hope we get that old school version of maybe Damian is trying to escape from the cage. Drew is trying to get out, and before Drew can get out, Damian his feet hit the floor. I hope we have one of those long, dramatic, old school end of the cage matches type finishes that really not only does that, but it shows how close this is. Just like their Mania match showed how close and evenly matched that was.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could do that finish in, Bubba. I don't have a prediction. I just want to see complete destruction between the two men.
I figured that's where you were going to go, but I just wanted you to say it.
But I like where you're going, Parrish, with that whole both men trying to escape and one man beats the other within like half an inch, because that would definitely be a throwback to another moment on Saturday night's main event where Hulk Hogan and Mr. Wonderful had that same incident.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also aligns with what they're doing with somebody's like it's so close, but one person just gets that extra advantage and takes advantage of it. McIntyre did it at WrestleMania. We could see Damian Priest do it tonight. And then this allows them to do something else, whether it is at Money in the Bank. Maybe they prolong it to something else. Maybe we get an absolutely hellacious match on SmackDown. Kind of like how... You mute yourself when you open a bag of chips by the mic?
Sorry, I thought I
did. I'm just
It's a little late now.
Made for good content. That's exactly why I said it. But...
That's funny.
Love you. But now the chips on the shoulder that everybody's been fighting for with Breast, he's now eating them as we speak. Which begs the question, what flavor is Best eating? And before he comes in and just says, I'm going to go with all dressed.
I'm thinking, hold on. No, just show me a chip. I don't want to see the bag.
Come
just show
on.
me the chip. I think it's probably Lay's. Either salt and vinegar or sour cream and onion.
Pick one.
Sour cream and onion. That's what I'm going with.
Come on, Best.
Okay, Best. Hold up the bag. What is it?
Dun, 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 dun.
Red Bull's original. Oh my God. We're all wrong.
The Selection brand, the saltier brand.
Now, we're getting a promo with John Cena and Jey Uso right now. And yes, we talk how Night of Champions is coming up. Remember what Night of Champions is.
Two champions are going to face each other.
And remember when we have that Saudi show that has the Crown Jewel Championship. It's champion versus champion. Very well could see Jey Uso versus John Cena.
But this year, Crown Jewel is taking place in Perth, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like that this promo seems to be laying the foundation for that potential match.
Also, a new shirt for Jey Uso.
Who's the other legends?
Leilani Kai, wow, that's a deep throwback.
Wow.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Leilani Kai fought Alundra Blaze at WrestleMania 10.
She did. And the reason they had that match is because it was a throwback to WrestleMania 1, where Leilani Kai had a title match against Wendy Richter.
Tatanka!
Our boy Tatanka
Hell
in
yeah.
the crowd.
That's why I was doing that.
Man, okay. I wasn't never the best, like the biggest Eddie Thorpe guy in NXT, but I would have loved to see Tatanka do something for Eddie Thorpe in NXT.
Oh, 100%. I would have been all for that.
I would have put that kid over. But
I know both of you are in that descent. I don't know what the proper name is. I'm not going to say it, just so you guys can correct me later. But I would have loved to see that for the people of that heritage.
That would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That is the most political correct way of saying it I could possibly say, by the way.
You didn't offend anybody by saying the way you said it. Trust me, you're good. But you're not wrong. To have Tatanka come in and embrace this young man and kind of pass the torch to him would have been a huge game changer for that kid.
Okay.
Huge.
But let's take the time now to educate anybody to say, what is the proper name to call that heritage?
Indigenous.
Indigenous.
It's indigenous.
Or just if you don't know, just say your lineage or your heritage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're never sure, what is your heritage? Is a very proper way of saying it. But if you're addressing somebody that is, like I could say, native, then indigenous is a very politically correct way of saying it, yes.
Now,
here comes my boy, Drew McIntyre.
Before we get to this match, as yes, Drew McIntyre is making his way, can you maybe educate myself, but also educate maybe other people of why maybe saying Native American might not be the most proper term?
Here's the thing. If you are in America, it's not offensive. Native American is not offensive to them. But being Native Canadian, to me, it's not offensive. To some people, it very well could be. It's like using a slang that's not proper for you to use. That's kind of how some people view it. That's why they prefer indigenous, because it covers the blanket of everybody.
And see, I'm with you, Bubba, because I've never been opposed to being called Native American either, because of the fact that we are in North America.
Yeah. So, like I said, some people find being called Native American or Native Canadian, you're kind of separating, where indigenous brings everybody together. That's why we choose indigenous. That's all it is.
Well, thank you for clarifying and educating everyone about that. Definitely appreciated. Now we can go back to the Scottish psychopath or Scottish warrior, if you want to keep it PG. But Drew McIntyre in the ring, in the steel cage, awaiting Damian Priest for the steel cage match.
He's really testing that ring right now, or the cage right now.
I was going to say he's channeling his inner Ultimate Warrior there.
Yeah.
I was going to go with Happy Gilmore. I'm like, I didn't break it, kid. I just tested its durability. I put it in the woods because it's made of wood, but I just wanted it to be with his family. At least I didn't punch
Oh
anyone.
my goodness. I mean, you are not wrong.
I could quote that whole.
You could,
movie
yeah.
if need be.
Yeah, I know you could. Oh, what's Damian Priest wearing?
Clothes?
Whoa. Holy.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of he is Timu Taker because this is totally Timu Ministry of Darkness 101. I love Damian Priest, but damn man, you make it too obvious, bro.
He's making it too easy to do this.
Now, I will say this though, I kind of want him to try on the mask.
I'm not saying nothing because I'm not arguing with that fact. I want it too.
It would be so good.
All rise for Damian Priest. I seen this coming. Well, you just won.
The bell hasn't even rung yet.
No, and he
I
never
thought the bell
officially
did.
got in the ring. Both feet, like he never officially entered the ring.
Okay, so you had one in, one out.
I knew that there was going to be hardware brought into the match.
Yeah, of course there was. Can't do it without it.
Hardware. He just wants to get a good seat for the match.
This is going to be intense this night. Look out, ref. I love this ref that we have in the ring right now. I don't see her react to too many things.
Well, I think too, like the one thing you get in a match of physicality within two alpha males like Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, and then when you get a female ref, you know two things are for sure. One, it's going to be completely between the two men, but they're also going to play by the rules because they're not. WWE has done a great job when having a female ref of the men not going too far.
Okay. That's just kind of something you've picked up on?
Yeah,
lately?
I think there's a lot of respect to the female authority in WWE when a female official is appointed in a men's match.
Okay. Which is understandable because
And that's why even when
go ahead.
I was going to say, and that's why even like when the women referees are reffing a women match, and we see, like, I'm going to use for example when Jessica Carr took a bump some months back, it's always a shock when we see them taking a bump.
She, like, again, I just noticed she put her hand up to check on Priest and Drew didn't even move. Like normally if that's a male ref, they're kind of trying to get in there and get extra shots in and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
as
good
we're in commercial break.
Yes.
I see that there's a lot of people in the room right now checking out what is the PLE Patrol. But if you want to know more about what happens with Turnbuckle Studios, we'll look no further. We got a weekly calendar that will absolutely answer all questions you maybe even may not have, because we're going to do it anyway. But check it out.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And if you want to get more information about all those shows or even more about Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, look no further than that link down below. That is scrolling so slowly at the bottom, but it's turnbucklestudios.org. O-R-G. You would like to get more information, it has all the information. You get to know more about every individual part of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, what they have going on. There's even a place where you can check out their latest version of their show. And then if by chance you have any inquiries, go check out that email that you can have to get direct information to people within the Turnbuckle affiliation, whether you want to join, whether you want to work with, whether or not you just want more information. Curiosity, that's the first sight of figuring it out. So don't be curious. Be a part of the solution. Go check out turnbucklestudios.org right now.
You need to start doing, what do you call that? Not voice acting, but where you go on and record stuff and...
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'd need to be on voice acting. I've heard myself back. I wouldn't even pay to hear myself.
No, you have a very consistent
Bass.
It's not monotone. It's very uplifting when you promote stuff.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Drew's trying to escape.
If you wanted to say bass, I was going to be like,
huh?
Playing that bass, man. So, movie quotes all night.
Well, what is Damian trying to do?
Look at that rope bend.
Like he was trying to go for
the Razor's Edge.
I was going to say, it looked like he was going for the Razor's Edge off the top rope.
That would be epic.
Well, will he jump and do like a Claymore off that? That'd be absolutely gross.
Yeah.
Commercial breaks are long. You have to remember that this show is a televised show. It is not a premium live event or a pay-per-view, depending if you're new school or old school. So sadly, we have to endure these commercial breaks. That is why we try to do stuff that helps pass the time.
Oh, is Damian gonna make it out? Oh, nope. Just pick him up off there and drop him.
Just like the video game. Just like
just like on the video games, you pick him up and just right into the ring.
It's video game, not real life. You'll get up in 5 seconds. Health meter is still in the blue.
The reason they're not using Netflix is because nostalgia, number one. Saturday night's main event was just a TV show for everybody to consume.
Also, NBC does own the rights of the Saturday night main event. So the televised company, NBC in the United States, has the exclusive rights of showing it. And because it's on television, it's not on Netflix.
But I remember reading somewhere that once the Peacock deal with the WWE does come to an end, it's all going to Netflix.
Yes.
As long as Netflix is willing to pay for all that, and that is something that is definitely assumed, not guaranteed, but it is a separate deal than what they already have with WWE.
Yeah.
But kind of to clarify the Netflix thing a little bit more, Netflix has a deal with WWE for all PLEs, and Saturday night's main event is not a PLE. That is
Exactly.
probably the most basic but obvious detailed
easiest way
answer
to-
I can give you.
Yeah.
Easiest way to put it.
Anything we can do to help, that is what we like. We appreciate you asking the questions because it's exactly how we figure it out, right? If we don't ask, we don't know.
Ooh, that was close.
But I mean, I know it's early in the game, but the success that WWE has had with Netflix so far, it just looks like a foregone conclusion that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. But at the same time, we can't really say that if they want to make it exclusive on YouTube, it still could have a lot of great success because we all know how successful WWE is on YouTube, especially as of late. Their YouTube channels have been picking up and gaining steam very well.
This is awesome. This match is super intense. Ooh.
You just gotta love the physicality that both men are asking for when it comes to matches with one another. All
Right.
they do is seem to go for it all the time, and that is really, really fun for us to watch.
Right, it is.
And now Tall is saying 168,000 people watching
Jesus.
on YouTube.
I know. I don't know about you guys, but my YouTube chat is just doing this.
Yeah, I turned it off so I don't get interviewed
dude.
on the show.
Yeah.
But, it is something.
Yeah, I'm watching it on my PlayStation, so I have the live chat turned off too.
It's funny to watch because people are putting where they're from. Like right now, I got Brazil, Turkey, Pakistan, India,
My mom's basement.
UK, Australia. Like it's just flags. It's really cool to watch.
It also just shows you just how far WWE's reach is.
It's pretty cool to honestly to see that.
Well,
Yeah.
If the last couple years haven't been any form of examples, whether it's PLEs in Saudi Arabia, in France, in the Raws in Brussels, and just Madrid, like all over the place, they clearly have a worldwide fan base. And I mean, when you're successful on both YouTube and Netflix, I don't know if there's any better worldwide subscriptions to have.
That concerto looked a little harder than usual.
And let's also give a backstory of why Damian Priest used that, because who recruited Damian Priest into the Judgment Day? It was the man who created the concerto, the rated R superstar Edge. So a throwback
Is he gonna get out?
to Adam Copeland, also known as Edge, with that concerto.
Come on, Damian, just jump
no.
off the stairs.
Damian, don't.
Did you see what he
On
said
this day,
there?
he sees clearly.
No.
He said, "Yeah, we're finished," and then stepped off the stairs.
There you go.
Yeah. I wasn't looking at the screen. That's why I was like, nope, missed it.
Now, using the door to finish a cage match is something we don't see very often.
No, we don't.
But-
That's what
Jesse's
Jesse's saying. Yeah.
But the one thing that we definitely did not get, and we have not seen it yet, Damian Priest has never made Drew McIntyre in this feud say I quit or have pinned him. So that is why I do believe a third match is going to happen. Because Drew McIntyre will come back and say, you did not pin me. You left me thinking I was dead. But the problem is the mistake you made was assuming I die.
Yeah. So I think Jesse, the Body Venture, is making a very good point. He walked out the door. And I think that's where Drew's going to call Damian Priest, you're a coward. You cheated me out of my actual win or loss by just walking out the door. So I'm going to have to agree with you, Parrish. This is not over. Not yet.
Yeah, because in Damian's mind it is, though, because the way he looked back and said, yeah, we're done here, and then shut the door and walked off.
Yeah.
But the phrase "we're done here" can be taken two ways. It could be "we're done here" in the sense of the overall aspect in this feud, or it could just mean we're done here, as in right now in this cage match. It all changes based on how you take the phrase here. So
this is true, right? Like, I'm done with you, or we're done with this match. I'm out. So how do you... we're promoting the AAA World Collide.
Which promoting that whole day.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot. As Money in the Bank live from Los Angeles, California.
3-7.
Whereas next year, it is now official. It will be in New Orleans. As WrestleMania 42, no longer part of New Orleans. No place has yet been official. Although Vegas is seeming to be the front runner, we still don't have an official word yet on where WrestleMania 42 will be.
See, so you're trying to say they're going to do Vegas 2 years in a row?
It's possible. I'm not saying anything because I don't know anything official. I'm just saying that it's very likely that they could. Something I've heard is that a lot of the surrounding areas for things like WWE World or other events still need to be finalized for everything to go. The dates might not even be available in Vegas. Those are things I'm sure that are being figured out.
Oh yeah,
those are also speculative things that I'm saying could be why. I don't know why. I'm just giving out things I think could be the reason why we have yet to hear an official announcement. But Vegas seems to be a front runner from things I've been hearing.
So my question to you two gentlemen then would be, let's get that out of picture. How would you feel if WrestleMania is literally strictly Vegas?
I hate it.
Going forward.
Yeah.
Nope. I hate it.
I know. I thought it's a stupid idea. How would you feel if that's what they say? Listen, because of everything Vegas gives us for the ginormity of what we want to make WrestleMania, they can make it happen here every year. We're staying here.
You can play devil's advocate, and I'm going to choose to do that right now. Okay. Right before I get to Alex's comment about there'll definitely be a third match winner, takes the bragging rights, and they'll then be superior 100%. Now, the one thing you can do if you have WrestleMania in one location is you now have a distinct, hey, this is where it's going to be. We can always now focus on this. Sometimes having that one thing that's guaranteed is something that you look forward to. Now, with WrestleMania being that, in my opinion, and I think, Bess, you're going to share the same thing with your distinct, I hate it.
Yeah.
We'll quote unquote that the OMD mentality. Because you don't choke on your pop.
Yeah, don't choke on that. Holy.
But it's WrestleMania. One of the beautiful things about WrestleMania is the fact that it can go worldwide. It can go anywhere. And then you get that inclusion of all these fans different. Now, would that aspect be different in Vegas? No. But it would take the specialness away from WrestleMania if it's in one place all the time. Whereas, hey, remember when WrestleMania 1 happened to WrestleMania 30, 40, 10, like all these, they all had their different elements to it. And what's beautiful about ice cream shops that have more than one flavor, more people can enjoy the product. And I think that is why it's important for WrestleMania to be in different places instead of just one.
Because, so to rebuttal to that, my thought is takes a lot of pressure off of where Mania is going to be, number one. Then this gives you the opportunity, your Royal Rumbles, the other pay-per-views and everything, they become a little bit bigger. You can make them a little more, you know what I mean? But I get what you're coming from with WrestleMania. I love the idea that it goes around, and it could go London, England. It could go, anywhere in the world, whoever bids on it and has everything lined up for them. Oh, look who it is.
The U.S. Express in the crowd.
Yeah. Hey, we got Jesse.
So I've got to ask, what happened to that? I think it was Minneapolis. What happened to that deal where they were going to get a WrestleMania?
I honestly have no idea.
Because there was a deal. I think it was put in for like 5 years, and it was for SummerSlam, which you're getting in 2026, WrestleMania, and the Royal Rumble.
All three at the same place?
Over a 5-year span. Or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea. Because we had Mania there.
Because no, they didn't have Mania there. They were supposed to, but they lost out to Vegas this year. Or they were going to. They were in that running.
Okay.
But SummerSlam, well, as I said that, I remembered SummerSlam was going to Minneapolis in 2026 anyways.
He would know. He's the guy that knows this kind of stuff more than I would.
I don't know if there's anything about why it's not in Minnesota. From what I understood, was it Minnesota or in Indianapolis that had? No, but I know Indianapolis had you can get specific amounts. Because I don't think Minnesota's ever guaranteed anything. I know Indianapolis had a package deal over a few years with, I believe, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam.
Okay, so why not put WrestleMania in Indianapolis next year?
It might not be.
Things
might not work out. Like, you might not be able to get the stadium at that point. I don't know. I'm sure that's exactly what WWE is working on right now.
I was just going to say the logistics of it for this place or this place is probably being broke down right now to, okay, can we get this stuff and this, and can we get this stuff here and this here? We need a place to do WWE World. We need a place to do the show. We need a place to, blah, blah, blah. And all the logistics are being broke down, and it's probably down to I's being dotted and T's being crossed at this point to where it's going to go. That's where I'm looking at. That's why I'm going.
And I'm sure
go ahead.
I'm sure with my statement there, Bubba or Bulks are somewhere thinking, please put it in Indy, please.
Right. Yeah.
But the one thing too, when you think about, as we do have main event Jey Uso coming out, the World Heavyweight Champion. The one thing we got to think about with WrestleMania is that it's just not WrestleMania. We got to think about a secondary venue for NXT and their Stand and Deliver show. But then, exactly. Then you got SmackDown. Then you got sometimes even Raw the next night. But then also you got to find a place for WWE World. That has to be a thing. You got to find a hotel that can have all the superstars. There is so many accommodations that you have to make sure you can guarantee. And this is all on top of a date.
Yeah.
So on top of all that, you have to really do a lot of research and a lot to make sure that things are available for the timeline. So that takes a lot of work to really hammer down.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. If they are continuing with the Hall of Fame being in a different venue, that's something they got to look into as well.
That
Exactly.
too, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just Mania, like Parrish is saying. So again,
It's a whole
back
week
to what
of
I was saying,
stuff
all
that
the
that they're
logistics.
doing.
Yeah, it's
When
the logistics of
WWE and WrestleMania come to a city, they just don't do one event. They take over the entire city for a few days, week,
Yeah.
maybe
It's
even
like a
more.
week and a half,
Yeah.
right?
It's a
because
spectacle, and that is why it's a showcase of the Immortals.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got to think, like, once Raw, we'll say, comes to an end, all of those wrestlers are on that flight to whichever city WrestleMania is in, and then all that week they're promoting the event throughout the city.
Yeah, and another thing too about WrestleMania, you have to make sure you can get that venue for 2 nights, as WrestleMania is now 2 nights. So you got to make sure
Right.
that there are 2 dates available, not just one.
Mhm.
And that in itself is difficult depending on the size of the venue, because
Yeah.
WrestleManias, there's other things going on as well.
That's a logistic nightmare. Trying to get
Yeah.
2 nights. Forget one. We're looking at 2 for WrestleMania. And then you add in SmackDown, right? The night before, you got to find a place for that. And then you got NXT, the Takeover, or
Stand and
whatever
deliver.
pay-per-view.
Stand and deliver.
It's Stand and Deliver.
Mhm.
And then we're thinking, shit, we got Raw the next day after Mania. And then if you sometimes, I mean, this year they did NXT in
Yep.
Vegas.
Mhm.
Like, okay, hold on. Now we got to find a venue for the Hall of Fame, and now we got to find a
The
venue
Slam-
for the
The
World,
Slammies,
your Slammies.
which mhm.
Like, you're looking at 10 different places. We'll say 9, 8 different places. Hey, Bobby, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Bobby.
Thanks for coming out. It's a logistic nightmare for whoever's got to set this stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to take into account here. That's why you just don't see things being done
Yeah.
overnight, because it's not
Mhm.
that easy of a job. The internet just makes it sound easier than what in the real life it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one thing we know is when it comes to WrestleMania, the WWE definitely does not mess around. Everything is serious and everything is done for a specific reason. And on
Yes.
top of all this, we still don't know why WrestleMania 42 is not happening in New Orleans. That is something that we still don't even have the information on. We don't know if WWE pulled out. We don't know if New Orleans pulled out. We don't know if something happened to make the event not available. We just don't know yet.
I thought, okay, now correct me. I thought I seen a video of Triple H just saying things couldn't line up with WWE going to New Orleans, but we're going to New Orleans for Money in the Bank instead of
Yeah,
Mania.
that was just kind of a blanket statement he had said.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And again, you don't need to point that stuff out. As far as I'm concerned,
Mhm.
why it's not going there is really none of our concern. We're still getting a pay-per-view there. We're still going to get action in New Orleans. I know we all wanted Mania, but at least we're getting something right now.
I think in this magnitude, though, definitely in this modern time, we've never heard of a reason to why a place is scheduled a big event like WrestleMania and then no longer can hold it. We haven't seen anything of this magnitude in WWE for a very long time.
Mhm.
With social media being as powerful as it is, with the world needing information as we know it right now,
Mhm.
the information
Yeah.
will be out there. It's just we
It will
got
be.
to. They will make sure that it's the right time. And if there's one thing with that tweet or that post that Triple H did make, the relationship between WWE and the city of New Orleans and the state of Louisiana are not fractured. They are still fine. So
Right.
there
Mhm.
has to be something that is more than just a, well, WWE pulled out. That is not the case. WWE would not pull out of something that they spent a
How
lot of
long?
money in. Not to
Yeah.
mention have Dwayne the Rock Johnson publicly make
Admitted.
a statement about
Yeah.
doing. So there's
Yeah.
more to the story. Just have patience. It will come out, and we will definitely make sure that
Oh,
we will inform you on what's going on.
nice.
Yeah, and the last
Yeah.
time that the WWE had to switch up venues, they kept WrestleMania in the same city, but it was Los Angeles, WrestleMania 7. They were originally booked to do the Memorial Coliseum, but due to low ticket sales, they had to move to the Great Western Forum, if I'm not mistaken.
Who knows? Maybe. Well, we don't know, and I'm not going to speculate why Mania's not there. Not my place. But we do have main event Jey Uso and the Maverick Paul Logan or Logan Paul, whatever his name is in the ring and doing his thing.
Definitely Babadook's favorite wrestler, if you haven't taken this by now. But
Yeah.
nope. The Maverick Logan Paul definitely is taking on the main event, Jey Uso, the World Heavyweight Champion, I think is what Jey Uso prefers to be known as. As Logan Paul is smug in the crowd, wiping his nose.
It's me.
But
Yeet. He is not my favorite person, Logan Paul. I will admit that. But I will be the first one to tell you his in-ring capability on par. The guy can wrestle.
And that's what I was trying to explain to my sister when I was talking to her about him today. She's like, how can you like Logan Paul? I'm like, I don't like Logan Paul the person. I like Logan Paul the wrestler.
Two completely different people.
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing. Any of us know Logan Paul?
No, that's the other thing.
So it's really hard to say if he's a bad person if we don't know him. But what a lot of people have seen of him over social media, you may or may not be a fan, but that doesn't mean that's who he is. Could just be the person he's portraying on that platform.
Very true. Very true. You are correct. I do know there is one incident that he did do on social media that I am not happy with.
And that is something that only Dominic Mysterio can eloquently make fun of Impulsive. But the one thing we know, that was a long time ago. And from what we know, this man has definitely matured a lot since then, to the point where in his time in WWE, there's been a lot of people, the who's who, whether it's The Undertaker, guys like Karrion Kross, whether it's Rey Mysterio, whether it's even Dom Mysterio or Randy Orton, and even John Cena, have sung the praises of Logan Paul within the WWE.
Yes.
So if they're saying good things about Logan Paul's behavior, who are we to judge?
No, you're not wrong.
The only person who may
Did
not
they
like
swear in
it
that
is Tiffany
commercial?
Threaten. I don't know. We're not watching commercials.
I can't skip them. It won't let me.
Oh, you
It
don't
was
have
an Eggo
premium.
commercial.
You don't have premium, do you?
I don't know how to. I have premium. I pay for it. I just don't know why it's not working.
I don't know. I just have the commercial break in progress. Please stay tuned.
I just got that.
Yeah, no commercials, though. Because Bobby, just like the video on YouTube, which if you're on the YouTube and you have not yet liked it, we ask, why? Can you? Please? That would be sweet. That might be too sweet, but at the same time, we appreciate it. It does help the channel. It definitely helps the algorithm, but it definitely helps support us, and we would appreciate if you did. You can also hit that subscribe button. Follow us, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, or any platforms that we do have. We would greatly appreciate it, because just like life, Turnbuckle Studios is young, and we're trying to grow just like all of you.
Oh man!
What a move to come back to.
Right? Holy. Oh, dude, they even have the old logos in the corners. I love how the ref pointed out that his shoulder wasn't down.
It is funny to see a referee wearing the clothes that he is, but he has like basically a really thick mohawk going.
Right?
Anybody else just find the
The hilarity in that.
the irony of like, we're going old school, but
The new school haircut.
yeah, we'll just
Should have
call it a
given him a
hybrid.
toupee. That'd have been great. Give him a toupee. Make it look real hilarious.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, geez.
Do you have
what a
MySpace?
pop-up. Holy drop. Now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but Mr. Logan Paul was not watching the ref. He was following the rhythm.
Listening to the cadence.
Cadence, that's the word I was looking for.
I'm not gonna lie. In my career, I rarely ever look at the official when he's counting.
I never ever did.
Uh-oh, turnbuckle pad came off. Uh-oh. Jey Uso getting some air miles. Oh, no.
I think he had a crash landing.
That wasn't even a landing. It wasn't even a takeoff.
Failure to launch is what you're saying, huh?
You take that how you want it.
No, Parrish is just quoting one of his favorite Matthew McConaughey movies.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking Bubba Duke thinks that Jey Uso can't perform when he needs to.
Hey, this is Rosie. Oh!
Don't
Oh, it's
worry.
going to mess your shoulder up.
We'll make you yeet your words later.
Now we all know Saturday night's main event is mostly a night of nostalgia on top of what we get for modern action. How much of a throwback would that be? Would it be? And I'm not sure if he can actually do it, but how much of a throwback would it be if they brought back Earl Hebner to be a referee in one of the matches?
Yeah, I don't think he'll do that.
Yeah. Isn't he like retired and everything now?
He's old as hell. So
I think that's a liability putting.
I don't even know if at his age he can still count to 3.
I don't even know if he remembers 3. 1, 2.
oh,
I don't know if he knows 1, 2, 3.
Why? Well, what?
oh wow!
What? Okay, you're not allowed doing anything pre-show stuff anymore. You?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why?
Well, Cody Rhodes is gonna come back and take out John Cena. Uh-oh.
I mean, we all knew this for like weeks that this was going to happen.
Not the point. This guy up here, right here, knows too much about wrestling and just calls things.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Hate your girlfriend because she thinks so too. As Jey Uso remains your world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing our man MME in the chat will
He's
say,
wearing captain on his shirt.
Yeet.
I love it. I need that shirt. Wow, what a match.
All the more reason to look forward to Money in the Bank, the next PLE Patrol, guys.
I'm not gonna be able
And
to
if by
watch it.
chance you're watching us and not the show, what Cody Rhodes just did was challenge John Cena and Logan Paul to a tag match with Jey Uso as his partner for Money in the Bank.
That's awesome. Dude, that is awesome.
But as we now sit here with Saturday night's main event now officially in the books, it is over. YouTube is now playing kitten or shows. I don't know. Your algorithm will play weird things. But right now, we stand here and we got to say what we like most about Saturday night's main event. Bubba Duke, you have your hand over your mouth. How about you remove that and you answer the question first?
Oh my God. John Cena coming back. Or not John Cena. Cody Rhodes was incredible. And then having R-Truth play John Cena, the babyface John Cena, that was probably my highlight of the entire night. Not gonna lie, it was great. Wow. What a night, man. That's awesome.
Bess, what do you think of Saturday night's main event? What was your major takeaway?
I wish I could say everything, but that would just be a cop-out. So I'm going to go with the ending to the Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre cage match. Because to Damian, it felt like the finality. And I like the way he just slammed that door and walked out after saying, yeah, we're done.
And I'm going to go to the Women's United States Championship match. As something I said earlier in the show, I felt these two women had a chip on their shoulder of trying to be one of the best matches of the night. And they did not disappoint. In fact, I will go out and say I think Zelina Vega very much had one of her best outings tonight against Chelsea Greene. And because of that, she remains your United States Championship. My takeaway is that Women's United States Championship match, as I believe they smashed it tonight.
I agree.
And that's not to knock against the opening match. I mean, that opening match was just the perfect way to start the show off.
Yeah, and we haven't, and that's the thing. We didn't even talk about Bronson Reed making his return to the WWE and aligning himself with Paul Heyman, Seth freaking Rollins, and Bron Breakker. That just infuses the curiosity of what to expect on Monday for Raw, which you could find out more when you watch the Raw Patrol as Turnbuckle Studios enforces surveying the scenes of the Raw Patrol every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
But with everything in the books, we must fare. So where can people find everyone? Bubba Duke. You flex, so you go next. Where can the people find you?
Find me at turnbucklestudios.org is the quickest way to find me. Check me out there. Or go to my YouTube, which is Bubba OMD. And Twitch land is Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke, which some of you are watching on right now. Check me out there all the time. Always playing cool games and checking out new product for Xbox. Mr. Best.
Yeah, you guys can find me at lanktr.e/Chris_best83.
But where can we find you next? That is the big question.
You can find me next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern for the Raw Patrol.
Awesome. You can find me next tomorrow. That's right. I don't wait long. I'm impatient. You can find me on the platforms you see on my link tree, Chris Parrish, which is right underneath my name. 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time every Sunday. You can follow the Chris Parrish podcast, where guess what? We predict NXT Battleground. We talk a little bit more about Saturday night's main event. We might even talk about why the city of New Orleans is not ready. And it might not be the right time for them to battle for WrestleMania 42. And then you can also check me in tomorrow night for the NXT Battleground watch party live on all my platforms. So make sure you're checking that out, as we have a day of fulfillment tomorrow. Please check that out. But I find it very weird for me to say anything to say goodbye. So Best, I believe this goes to you. What do
This
we
is
say
where
to
I'm going to
end, huh?
just, well, I'm just going to say what I usually say for my Saturday night gaming audience. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a great audience tonight. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a good night, everyone.
The